Coming up on this episode of Command Center, the preseason is in the rear view and we are officially in game week mode. As the Jags come to town this Sunday, we'll start the conversation about the Commanders' Week 1 matchup. And head coach Ron Rivera takes Logan Paulsen into the film room to talk about the state of the defense. The latest episode from our All Access series is out, and we get an inside look at Chase Young's trip to the racetrack and some insight into the team's preseason that we have not seen before. And just wait until you see the fun some of our Washington greats had hanging out with comedian Donnell Rawlings. It is all coming your way right now. Into Command Center. Julie Donaldson here with you. Logan Paulsen as well. The holiday weekend, it is past us. Summer's officially over, which means it is time for football and games that count, Logan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. It's been crazy watching this team through OTAs, through minicamp, through training camp, through the draft, and now we're here, and all these questions are about to be answered.
They will, because it is the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. We want to make sure that you are there, as we're less than a week away from kicking off the regular season. It is the opener at FedEx Field on Sunday, September 11th, as the Commanders welcome the Jacksonville Jags to the DMV. The Jags are led by second-year quarterback, former first overall pick in the draft, Trevor Lawrence. Meanwhile, here in Washington, we have a new QB1 in Carson Wentz. Of course, we're all ready to see what Wentz and the offense can do in a game that counts. Now, on game days, do not miss Command Center Game Day Live, the official pregame show of the Washington Commanders. We're live on the air starting 2 hours before kickoff. That will be 11 a.m. on Sunday, September 11th, for our opener against the Jacksonville Jags. You can watch on our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Twitter, or listen in on Big 100 on iHeartRadio. And after the game, do not miss Command Center postgame live for reaction, analysis, and interviews with head coach Ron Rivera and quarterback Carson Wentz. You can also find that on YouTube. Make sure you take command of your game days. Time for our mission debrief presented by the Washington Times. Let's get straight into this one. I want to ask you, what is your number one question mark for this team, be it on offense or defense, that you're ready and looking forward to seeing, all right, how will they answer this going up against the Jags?
Well, I think the main thing for me after watching all the offseason is, like, where are the coordinators at right now? The whole offseason, whole preseason, they've said, we're keeping who we really want to be close to the vest. We're keeping our true identity hidden. So how is Scott Turner going to deploy all these weapons? What's Jack Del Rio going to do to make sure that, that they get these five-man rush looks, or they get in the right coverage looks, or the rush is matching up with the coverage? Those are the things I want to see. I'm not so much worried about Jacksonville. I'm worried about all this chemistry coming together at the right time, especially for that fast start week 1.
And one of the things we haven't really seen when you talk about the coordinators in the preseason is you haven't really seen the full script. In fact, you've probably seen this much of it, right, of what Scott Turner wants to do with that offense, knowing that he has a lot of different options. We haven't seen the defense actually scheming against an offense on the reverse side of it. So we'll be able to see kind of how they plan to really draw that together. You're not too concerned about the Jags, but come on, you can't look past the opponent. You have to get into that. This is a team that has a new head coach for a reason, but Doug Peterson comes in. Of course, he was with the Philadelphia Eagles for quite a while, had a lot of success with them as well, winning a Super Bowl as well. He now transfers a lot of that to Jacksonville. What do you expect from a newly led team with him at the helm?
Well, I think the interesting thing about Doug Peterson, he's had a lot of success in the league, and then he's got a nice young kind of nucleus of very, very hyper-talented players. Trayvon Walker was the first pick in the draft this year. Travis Etienne was their first pick from last year, didn't play, so it's like getting two excellent weapons back in. Trevor Lawrence in a new offensive scheme. They brought in Zay Jones in free agency, Christian Kirk in free agency. All these new playmakers for him to be successful. I'm really curious, excited to kind of, in fact, to see how that group gels together. And defensively, they, Devin Lloyd in the draft, Foye Olakun from Atlanta in terms of free agency. They've got a lot of young pieces who are hyper talented on this roster. He's dealing with some of the same issues we're dealing with here. How did those guys gel together and play together as a team? That's a big question. So I'm not overlooking them. I'm just saying I think if Washington plays the way they can play, it's not going to be an issue.
That's how it is on paper, right?
Yeah,
It's always easy on paper to look at it. So the Jags only had maybe 3 wins?
I don't remember. I'm thinking about this year, 2022.
I should know this because it's my hometown team. Mom and Dad will be up here for the game. Hopefully get you as well.
Text real quick.
So when I do need to tell Mom and Dad to look out for what should be most exciting that they're going to be watching on our side of the ball.
I think the most exciting thing is the weapons that this team has on offense. We got Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson's looked outstanding in preseason. How are they going to use Antonio Gibson, McKissick? Curtis Samuel's now healthy. They got Logan Thomas coming back. I mean, they're rich with offensive weapons here. Can't wait to see what Scott Turner does with these guys and put them in the best situation to be successful.
Excited for it.
Oh,
I'm really we are definitely fired up, and hopefully everybody will be out at FedEx Field to catch that. Make sure you do not miss the season opener and really every game out there. So let's talk about this. The game is going to be September 11th, 1 p.m. Tickets start at just $46 while supplies last. Get your official Ticketmaster verified tickets at commanders.com/tickets. Command the stands. Now, if you have not been watching our all-access show, Commander's Log, you are really missing out. Episode 3 is out. You can watch it on our website and on our YouTube channel. And on this episode, Chase Young, he goes past the gridiron actually to the racetrack, gives us his favorite racer as well. And then we get a good inside look into the preseason in a way that you have not seen it before. Here's a sneak peek.
Let's not drag it out. What is the new team name?
We are the Commanders.
The Commanders have locked up Terry McLaurin to a 3-year extension worth up to $70 million.
Carson Wentz is a Commander.
One goal, and that's to win.
On a 78-degree afternoon in our nation's capital, we welcome you to Washington Commanders preseason football, game number 1 from FedEx Field. It's the Commanders hosting the Carolina Panthers. Carson Wentz getting set to make his first start in a Washington Commanders uniform. Here we go, the 2022 preseason is officially underway. On second down, Wentz, first attempt, and his first completion. It's Curtis Samuel playing against his former club. Play action as Mayfield fires downfield, and it's broken up, and no flags. Good coverage by the combination of Bobby McCain and William Jackson. Gonzalez gives Carolina a 3-0 lead, but Commanders defense keeps the Panthers out of the end zone.
We need a big play. Yeah, I just don't feel like we've uncorked, that we've done anything yet.
Terry McLaurin picks up a Washington first down.
You find out what you're made of when you test it. Now that's a little bit of home cooking.
Brian Robinson, his first carry up the middle.
Here we go.
And Robinson picks up 11 and a Washington first down.
Man job.
To the outside, it's completed. Curtis Samuel has a Washington first down. Over the middle, it's McKissick inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line, setting up first and goal for the Commanders.
Now you're speaking my language.
It is Robinson, and he is in for a Commanders touchdown.
Yeah, baby. That's what I am talking about.
Okay, that's a great job.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Dominate the opponent. See, the defense, now you rested. The offense hogged the ball. Who are you? Come in there and get after it.
We started a little slow, but we're going to trouble it. I know, right?
There's a bit of momentum. Now I think is shifting on the side of the Burgundy.
Boys, offensive
line firing off the ball. White shirts control the line of scrimmage, driving them downhill.
You ready? You ready?
Minute and a half on the clock.
There we go.
As Walker is taken down. Back at the 24-yard line by Daniel Wise.
That's what I'm talking about.
Kansas will get the ball first in the second half.
Now we got to come out here and find out if the oranges they ate at halftime really do make a difference.
Sam Howell will see his first action, the rookie out of North Carolina. The Commanders pick up the first down, taking it all the way to the 34-yard line. Tyler Gallen.
Gallen is making a statement. This is what I'm looking for.
Howell steps up, takes off. Inside the 10, the 5, touchdown!
So we're showing that we're just not going to get sand kicked in our face. We will come back and we will fight you.
Throws, and it's caught for a first down into Carolina territory and still going. Alex Erickson for a gain of 40. Second and goal. Howell. He's in.
Strike up the band, baby.
His second touchdown. This is for the lead. Howell looking. He throws, and they convert. It's Erickson. The Commanders, who trailed by 14 at the start of the fourth quarter, now lead by 1.
Here they come.
They got him.
It's out, baby. It's out. A ball. The flag. Another flag down. Got to be against them, not us. The good guys.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact.
This is for the lead. Gonzalez from 45 yards out. And his kick is good.
Bring it up. A lot of good things. There are a lot of good things we will learn from this tape. I promise you that much. Okay, a couple disappointing things though, guys. Some of you guys got opportunities. You got to understand. It's fast out there, isn't it? It's not. I promise you guys, it's a completely different speed. You young guys, you guys get opportunities. You got to take advantage of them, but you got to be ready for them. You got to be ready for them. Okay. All right. So we'll take a look at the tape. We'll see you guys on Monday. Okay. See you on Monday. We'll review the tape and then we'll practice. Okay. Then we'll practice. Make sure you guys understand one thing. You had a heck of an opportunity to show us what you can do. All right. You got 2 more left. All right. So learn from this, grow from this, and become a better football team. Become a better football player. All right. Any questions? All right, here we go. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Take care of yourselves and be smart. Take care of yourselves and be smart, fellas.
Come on out, man. Please welcome Chase Young. All right, we're going to talk to you real quick because you are actually going to be out there on the racetrack. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, honorary pace drive and be out there. Excited. I've never been to a racetrack before.
Would you ever buy a stock car? You collect cars?
I have a Wraith.
Yeah, but I'm saying if somebody's selling one of their stock cars, would you want to pick
What
one
it
of
is?
those? Yeah.
I would definitely go with that.
I can get you a stock car.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You got a favorite driver out here?
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott. I didn't see that. What about Chase Elliott? What is it?
I mean, first he got the same name.
Yeah, that's not right.
You know what I'm saying? But shoot, Chase that dude. Everybody knows that. I see 9s all around me.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He's that dude.
Yeah, what's new?
Now, just you got a football camp. You kind of associated with football camp. What made you start that? That's helping out the kids, obviously, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, obviously, I played football since I was 6. Going to all the camps that I could go to. So, you know, I knew when I grew up I wanted to get a camp for kids. So, you know, I can just give back to the youth. This is something I always wanted to do.
That's great. Let's hear it for that.
Here to serve as today's honorary pace car driver, please welcome defensive end for the Washington Commanders, Chase Young.
It's going to be real cool on the track. I think that they said they're going to be hitting about 155, 160. So that's pretty damn fast.
You can catch all of the episodes on our YouTube channel, and of course, we hope you enjoy them. Now, coming up, while head coach Ron Rivera is busy preparing for the Jaguars, he found some time to sit down with Logan Paulsen and break down some of the key moments from the preseason matchups. And we have a new show featuring legendary DC comedian Donnell Rawlings. You might recognize him from The Wire or The Chappelle Show, but find out what he is doing with our alumni next. All eyes eyes are on head coach Ron Rivera as he enters year 3 here in Washington. But with a new quarterback in Carson Wentz and a refocused defense, expectations are pretty high for the Commanders this year. So what did the head coach see from his team in the preseason? Well, we sent Logan Paulsen into his office to go over some of the film. Check it out.
All right, Coach, so this is that 3rd and 5 from the Carolina game that Danny Johnson loses leverage on. And to me, as an offensive guy, I look at this and I say, after this motion, Danny seems like he's in a bad spot because I know Cole has to match number 3 to the 3x1, who's the tight end, and Danny's basically going to be on an island here. How do you coach Danny up a little bit better? What can you do as a coordinator to make this a little bit better?
I think it's a great question just because of the fact that as the play unfolds, probably the best thing Danny does is he starts to get himself in position to run with.
Yeah.
But what he does, though, is he gets too much depth and creates a loss of leverage opportunity because he is not in position that if he tries to break underneath, Danny can wall him and force him up over the top. See, because initially Danny's body turn tells you that he's got inside leverage.
Yeah.
Okay, and if a receiver ever wants to get inside, you've got to wall him and not allow it. Okay, the point that you make right off the bat is what happens with this play is because Cole's matched with number 3, what they can do, and they've got 2 opportunities here based on what the route call. Okay, is one is if Danny stays leveraged, all right, and forces this guy up and over,
right?
Okay, then he's put himself in position to help the rush,
right?
Because that's going to work in tandem. Cole has to respect number 3, and because he's going to lose Cole,
right?
Okay, because 3's going to drag across.
Right.
That tells Danny that if I don't stay inside, I'm beat out. If I don't stay inside, I'm beat inside.
I'm beat inside, and then you want him to basically, for leverage purposes, for people at home, you want him to force it to this safety, basically, right? To his help, or
yes, but if anything, I have to force him up and over because that takes time. Because right now, if we watch the play as it unfolds, right now he's got Danny beat. Okay.
Yeah.
He's got an inside path. All right. If you look at where Cole is, Cole cannot be in position to help him. Why? Because he had to honor number 3. So what it's done is also created an easy opportunity for the quarterback to get the ball off in time.
Right.
Now, if Danny were to stay inside, be patient, because he turns his body to tell you that he's got inside position.
Right.
Now, be patient. Make this guy go up and around. What will happen is at this intersection point right here, this receiver will now have to go up over the top with depth, which means it takes a little bit longer for him to clear for the quarterback to make the throw.
And on this, we call it, Kyle Shanahan used to call this arches, and that kills arches concepts, right? Because the quarterback's got to hold the ball a bit longer than he wants to.
Anytime you force the arch route a little bit deeper, it throws the timing off for the quarterback. Why? Because now this guy's traveling a little bit further.
Right.
Okay, and it's going to take a little bit longer for him to clear before the quarterback feels, okay, I've got to lead him to over here.
I got you.
And also what it does, too, is because the guy gets inside so quick, it also allows the quarterback to throw the ball before the pass rush gets there. And if you take a quick look at the pass rush, you see what happens. We win inside with a really nice bull rush from Jonathan. I mean, he just gets his guy on his heels, and look, he takes it right into the quarterback.
Yeah, I love that hump move, that underhook right there on the inside. That's fantastic. Well, and I think this is a good example of how that rush, it's got to be so married. It's so intricate between the 2 pieces.
But the unfortunate part, more so than anything else, is really just a simple positioning thing too. And Danny's a veteran; he knows that if I stay inside and underneath, and I force that up over the top, the ball has to do 2 things. It either has to be elevated to get up over me, or it's got to be thrown in a fashion that's going to lead him. Well, if the safeties get a good read on either one of those 2, if the ball's elevated, it's going to take time to come down, which means it gives the safety an opportunity to break downhill.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if he holds it a little bit longer to hit that second window, it's a sack, obviously.
Right, exactly. And that's some of the things that was, that really when I talked about, what's been going on with some of the stuff on the 3rd downs, it's about making sure that the rush and the coverage are married.
Sure.
And for more exciting film breakdowns and exclusive access with Coach Rivera leading up to this week's season opener, make sure to watch Command Center Coach Commands with Ron Rivera Saturdays at 7 p.m. on NBC4. You can also stream it on the Washington Commanders YouTube channel and commanders.com. Still to come, find out what has our legendary alumni laughing when we get them together for a reunion with comedian Donnell Rawlings on our show, Chalk Talk. You don't want to miss that. It is time now for the regular season opener. We could not be more excited. Sunday, 1 p.m., September 11th at FedEx Field. We hope you are right there against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can watch it on Fox, or you can listen to Bram Weinstein, London Fletcher, and myself on Big 100 iHeartRadio. Now, we continue to find ways to celebrate our 90th year anniversary. That means bringing some of our alumni along to tell some of the best stories of their days playing on the field and maybe some of the stories off it. As you can imagine, some of the stories require a little bit of laughs, and well, we kind of went right on into that as we brought in DC comedian Donnell Rawlings. Here is a piece of it. It's Chalk Talk.
If you had a bad play or something, you didn't want to look that person in the eyes because you knew they was about to dog you out or have a joke on you.
Well, I don't know if it was in our day. I don't know early on, but later on in my career here, Sterling Palmer was the guy.
Sterling Palmer.
Sterling got
he
here,
was funny.
Sterling and Scott Galbraith he came from Dallas.
Okay.
Scotty had freckles, and Sterling said he looked like he wiped his face with a mosquito rag. It was like that type of stuff all the day, every day. I think that team had a little bit of everything.
Everybody knows Joe Gibbs has been a big Christian, really been devoted to God and everything. But even with that, sometimes people are tested. Was there ever a moment that you felt like Joe Gibbs was about to curse everybody out of the locker room?
And I know we were playing against the Eagles one time.
Yes.
We were losing.
Everybody remembers
and
that.
And he came in and he turned the table over. Look,
the Gatorade
only
table.
thing you have at halftime is oranges and Gatorade.
Right.
And he just threw all that on the floor. And I'm like, and he said, gosh darn it. And I'm like, come on, coach, give me one. Give me one. Never slip.
I could listen to those stories all day long. You can get the full episodes, of course, on our website, commanders.com. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Command Center. I'm Julie Donaldson. We'll see you soon.